Hello, hello. I hope you guys are having a great Sunday. And hey, if you don't know who I am Tara with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot. If you want to learn a little bit more about me, maybe check out the information box down below. You can check out my website, kittensweightsandtarot.com, which, by the way, all the shops, Desert Cauldron, my shop, and James's shop are all on, have some sales right now. And it's 22% off in all of my stuff until Christmas time. So you guys still have a few more days on that. But hey, long time no see. I didn't get to talk to you guys last week. Um, everybody going through it this year. Like I said at the beginning of this year, my card for this year is the Tower. Well, the Tower arrived. And so I just needed to take like a week off. So I took off last Sunday, which means I was also absent from Patreon. But hey, my patrons, definitely go check out Patreon. I have the blog up, I have a crystal post, and I'm going to be doing a reminder that everybody that's a part of the healing tier, there's like a $15 tier over on Patreon. And so once a year, I do like a huge healing session, like a personalized healing session, kind of like a distance energy healing for those patrons. So it's that tier and then all the tiers above it. So just so you guys know what's coming up over there. But speaking of Patreon, I did want to give a little shout out to all the people that support this channel and all the people that have been reaching out because they noticed I was gone. So thank you to everybody, all of my subscribers, all of my mighty moderators, and everybody who jumps into these live chats and watches our videos and things like that. So my YouTube members, you know who you are, Kayla and Nancy and Astrid and Jolene. You'll see the little kitty head next to their name, actually, just like Kayla. Hey. Looks like some folks are here. All right, Susie is here. Hello. Oh, all right. So give me just a message here. There we go. And let's see, we have Angela. Hello, hello. We have Lisa here. Lisa going through some difficult things, definitely sending you lots and lots of love, my friend. Like I said, it seems like the collective, in different various fashions, we're all kind of going through it. Lily, hello. And like we said, Kayla, hey. And Joseph. So yeah, you're so sweet. All right, so my patrons also want to give you guys a shout out. Lily and Dana, Jamie, Kayla, Surian and Brandy, Jason, Brian, Karen, Sarah, Palu, Crystal, Easy Does It, Oz, Joel, and Casey Gritter. So love you guys. Thank you for all of the support. Essence, oh, hey, long time no see. How are you? All right. So, like I said, it's been a hot minute. Lots of things coming up, some differences that might be happening with like our channeling videos. So a little bit different format for that, but I'll talk about that at a different date. But yeah, let's have some fun. By the way, anybody who celebrates Yule or, solstice energy, let me know how you guys are celebrating. If you guys have any plans, if you have any plans for today, if you have any plans for this week. I know that I think we wrapped up Hanukkah, but we have Christmas coming up. We have Kwanzaa coming up. We have different kind of like returning of the light festivals, especially here in the Northern Hemisphere. And of course, I know with the Southern Hemisphere, they weren't going into the winter solstice, but they had the summer solstice. So it's nice and warm and toasty for our friends down under and all of our Southern Hemisphere homies. So lots of love to you guys as well. Let's see. Lisa says, I've been stitched up by the controllers. I love you too. At least my weed guy came through. His birthday is Christmas Eve, like me. Love you all. Thanks for everything. Lisa, sending you so much love. And yeah, definitely, like I said, we're going through it, man. But we're all together. Even though some of us may feel alone, might live alone and things like that, we're never truly alone. I mean, check out all the homies behind me. Check out all those birds. Oh, looks like Miss Lady Squirrel is also here. Miss Lady Squall Jr. But yeah, we're always surrounded by energies. So whether it's trees and rocks and plants and animals, but also there's the energetic collective energy that we can always tap into at any time. Just as a reminder that, yeah, I know that we all go through our different things and that we're all going through it in different ways, but we're all here. And that's kind of why I like doing my live chats is so that we have a place where we can, hang out. It's kind of like I don't know, hanging out at the park or at the coffee shop or something. And we just hang out with our friends for a while. So I truly appreciate the live chats. I love hanging out with you guys. And I really, really did miss you guys last week. So Lisa says, bless up for Hanukkah. And thank you, Tara, James, and everyone. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So I don't know if you guys can hold on. Let me show you my getup. Oh, hey, Miss Lady Squirrel Jr. But I have my little like llama's pajamas on, and I have my little, hold on, take off my hat here. It's like a little like, it's a little llama hoodie that kind of goes with my llama's pajamas. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to wear this, but it's actually pretty warm. Whew. Nice and warm up here. It's in the 60s. Sun's a shining, which makes it feel a lot warmer up here in the mountains, especially when we're at a higher elevation. It feels like you're closer to the sun. I don't know. I guess I feel like how Apollo feels at sometimes. But yeah, apparently, as we get closer to, it's actually on Christmas Day, we have this lovely weather, as you can see, 60 degrees, well, 60 plus degrees. It was actually almost 70. Nice and warm, unusually warm for winter. And then only on Christmas is it supposed to snow. And then the next day, back up into the almost 70s. Peculiar, yes. Perhaps modified, perhaps. But you know what? I guess we might have a white Christmas here, so I don't know. Lisa said, cute. Kayla's adorable. Lisa says it's 20 there. Woo! Here, soak up this sun, girlfriend. Where are we? Where are you, sun? There we go. Soak up those vibes. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I just gave all the birds their bird seed and everything, so they're quite happy fluttering around out there. Angela said sunny and 25 in northern Indiana, about 2 inches of snow right now. Oh, I guess it's snowman making time. Lisa said, yay, thank you. All right, so today, okay, so since we missed last week, I just kept the poll up, and we were going to do kind of basically, if it was still feasible, we were going to do whatever you guys voted on in the poll. It kind of seemed like it was pretty close, especially adding in YouTube members and Patreon, their votes as well, which by the way, I put up a poll every Thursday-ish for on my YouTube channel page, and you guys get to vote on what you would like to see during the Sunday live chat. I also give that same poll to my YouTube members and my Patreon peeps. So basically, kind of a little extra perk of being a part of those groups is they get to have their votes as well. And if they are a part of both those groups, then they get some extra votes. Yeah, so I also have a channeling video that's going to be coming out exclusively for my YouTube members and Patreon, and they had voted on slavery. So we're going to be doing a channeling on slavery, kind of seeing what is the energy, where did that come from, like what is that all about, anything that we can learn about it basically. So that'll be exclusively for them. So if you are interested in exclusive channelings like that, definitely go check them out. But what you guys voted on was some Yule crafting, but also we'll do a Yule reading. So many kind of celebrate Yule between the 21st and the 23rd. For me, I think that's like the kickoff of the season. I don't consider it to be like 1 or 2 days, but an entire season. So there could be a kickoff, but to me, it lasts until, basically as our pre-spring comes around. So I have a few decks here to work with. Speaking of Yule, I have the, oops, I got birdseed on it. I have the Seasons of the Witch Yule Oracle. So I'll be working with that today. I also have my Fairy Forest. For some reason, I don't know, this deck just always gives me like Yule vibes. And then in this coated in birdseed little pouch, which I got off of Etsy a long time ago from a place or a shop called my grandmother's hands, and she makes these wonderful little tarot pouches. But anyway, this is the Green Witch Tarot, and I've also had this for quite a while. So it's kind of well loved and well worn, but it's held together strong. So we'll be utilizing that too. And then, like I said, afterwards, we're going to get into some Yule crafting. So I have something that I created. I think you guys are going to like it. So let's jump into it. Alrighty. Let me have some wawa. Stay hydrated, my friends, by the way. Especially when it's cold. Sometimes people are like, you got to stay hydrated when it's hot, but you also have to do it when it's cold, because when it's cold and we're shivering, or, you know, the body's metabolism changes up as well. It needs nourishment. It needs some hydration. Okay. All right. So we're going to be pulling some cards. I encourage you guys to pull some cards right along with me, because you know what's better than one person pulling cards? A lot of people pulling cards, or, you know, channeling from your own intuition, getting your downloads. You know, if you want to use runes, pendulum, however it is that you access your intuition, I highly encourage you to join in on this weekly reading. Well, technically it's the Yule reading. So tapping into the energy of right now, go check out John Goblicon. But yeah, tapping into just all of that, I think that the more input other people have from their higher selves, the more well-rounded our readings are. And anybody who's watching the replay, definitely check out the chat, because there's always some lovely messages in there from all the beautiful people that hang out in the Sunday live chat. Okay, so let's pull a card from the Seasons of the Witch Yule Oracle. And let's see what we could get. I'll also pull a few cards from the Green Witch Tarot. And let's just see what we have in store for this season. You know, this would be a kind of a bigger type reading, I suppose. So you know what? Let's go all out. Let's also pull from the Fairy Forest. Mainly because they're so pretty. But yeah, like I said, let me know. What do you guys have going on today? I was thinking of doing a little bit of baking. I wanted to do some baking for Christmas as well. I was going to do, I have like these like Christmas tree cookie cutters, and I want to do shortbread cookies. And then I have some green frosting. I have like some green glitter. I have some red glitter. I thought I'd, you know, make them kind of fun. I do have a graham cracker pie crust. So either I make a milk pie or something else. And if you don't know what milk pie is, it's something that my grandfather absolutely loves. My step grandmother says that she got to try it once, and she's like, it's so good. It's like, it's not really like pie consistency, even though it's in a pie crust. It's more like a custard. And so if you guys know what a snickerdoodle is, it's kind of like a snickerdoodle custard with graham cracker crust. And my grandfather loved it. His mother used to make it. His mother's from Germany. And so it's kind of a Pennsylvania Dutch, but also kind of a German dish as well, or a German dessert. So yeah, if you guys ever want the recipe, just let me know. I probably should have put that in the newsletter this month. But yeah, I really enjoy it. And I only make it in December because my grandfather's birthday was December 3rd, and I always make one on his birthday since his passing. So, okay, we'll put that card there, and then we'll pull one from the Fairy Forest. Lisa says, Witch Casket Spirit Oracle cards. I am interested in your Oma recipe. Yes, I will definitely share that. You know what? Maybe I will make that today. Let's make that today. Okay, so head over to Instagram today at Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, all one word. and I will put the recipe down. So I'll make it so that way there's a picture. You guys can see what it looks like. I guess it doesn't look like much. It looks like a mushed up snickerdoodle, but my God, it's so good. Okay, have our card there, and let's pull a few cards from the Green Witch Oracle. Alrighty. Let's see, Mom Thompson, maybe. Liesel saying to do it, yay. Do, 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 do. do, 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 do. Alrighty. More people coming on in. Hello, hello, Warrior says, love from England. Hello, hello to our friends across the pond. All right, 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Okay, let's take a look at our Yule message. Ooh, we have storm. It says, as within and so without, there are storms a coming and change without doubt. Ain't that the truth? So, like I said, I know that there's, I was talking about so much going on in the collective. We're all going through our changes in various different ways, and it feels like this Yule season is all about changes that could be, ones that you were expecting, changes that maybe ones you weren't expecting. Some of them may be more comfortable or less comfortable than others, but definitely this is a time of renewal and change. Now, it doesn't mean that it's permanent changes, but definitely means that it is a time of shakeup, a time of like reevaluating things, perhaps even seeing yourself differently, your belief system, kind of seeing just where you are in all the aspects of your life. And Mayan astrology, they talk about the 6 aspects of the home. Basically, they're not talking about your physical home that you live in, but the home within the self. So, they're talking about kind of how you see yourself in terms of, your wealth, your jobs that you guys have, your occupations, your health, your friends, all the types of relationships that you have, how you react to things, both positive and negative, and there's light and shadow and everything. So in those different 6 aspects, you might have, one of those areas might be disrupted, something might be going through change, or maybe it is all 6 different aspects. But with every change, we have an opportunity to witness ourselves a little bit differently, and with that perspective, there's always growth that comes from it. Even if something feels absolutely uncomfortable at the time, there's always going to be growth. There's always light, like I said, light and shadow and everything. So maybe something feels like there's a fabulous change and a wonderful change. Definitely take time to look into the shadow aspect of it as well. Sometimes, and maybe I'm just speaking for myself, if things feel like, something's great and happy, I usually don't look any further than that. I'm like, okay, everything's great and happy. Why would I look into it further? And it's usually only when things feel difficult for us, or we feel like we've been blindsided by something, do we then look into it? But I think a nice healthy balance, and again, I'm also speaking to myself, a nice healthy balance would be trying to always look at what is the light and the shadow in all situations. So maybe something wonderful is going on in your life, but also look at the shadow aspect as well, not to like be a bummer and bring things down, but just so you have a healthy perspective, a nice balance of everything that's going on in your life. Maybe that there's some, horrific things going on in your life, but everything isn't always just shadow. What is the light in that as well? So again, to have that healthy, balanced perspective. And I think that that's what this Yule is bringing us, this storm. So yes, I know, I feel for you guys. A lot of people are going through some really tough binds to different extremities. Some people are going through some wonderful changes, and they're really happy about it. And I congratulate you guys sacrifice as well. But again, this season, this entire season, not just yesterday, not just today or tomorrow, the Yule kickoff, but let's take a look at this entire season. Um, even with our friends in the southern hemisphere, because there is a change in season for them as well. Let's look at the light and shadow and everything. Try to have more of a balanced perspective, and in doing so, we get to see, ourselves in that perspective. So, however, we're viewing ourselves differently now because of whatever situation happened, let's try to find the light and shadow in that. So, all right, Storm. Um, Lisa says, I drew forgive yourself and others. Greetings also from England. What a beautiful card, Lisa. Love that. Lily said, full body chills, light after turbulent time. Definitely, definitely. I agree. Okay, let's see. We pulled another card, and that card is from the Fairy Forest, and I have Fur, and it says abundance, peace, and contentment. All right. So with this, usually, I guess if we think of like abundance, maybe we think about it in the positive. But again, we're wanting to look at everything from a balanced approach. So if this Yule season, this entire season, before we go into kind of the beginnings of the kickoff of spring, um, what what type of abundance has been coming into your life? You might say, I've been having actually really good abundance. I've been feeling like really good when it comes to abundance. All right. So we'll look into that, look into the shadow aspect of that. How did you attract it? But also the light aspect of it. How did you attract it? Which part of the self, which parts of your shadow self and which parts of your light self help to bring in that abundance that you consider really good. Now, let's say there's an abundance of things that you consider not so good coming into your life right now. Again, looking into the self. And with all of this, we don't pass judgment. With all these entities I've ever channeled, they said everything is just a situation. They never call them situations good or bad. They said it's just learning. So let's say that abundance that's coming in for you is an abundance that doesn't feel so good. So let's take a look at the shadow self. How did part of my shadow self help to bring that in? But also, how did my light self help to bring in that abundance as well, even though we might perceive it in our human form as negative to us? So, all right. Good stuff. Good stuff. What do you guys got here? Lisa said, Tara, such wise words. I resonate with everything you are saying. I am envisioning the temperance card. Definitely. Yeah, I can definitely see that. And if I had another water bottle here, we'd be going like a little bit of light, a little bit of dark, a little bit of 3D, a little bit of 4D, a little bit of earth, a little bit of alien, just kind of finding the balance in everything. I'm working on it too. Lily says that she got the 9 of cups. Ooh, filling up the cups there. I love that. Okay, so let's take a look at the Green Witch Tarot. Lily, 9 of cups, 9 of chalices. That's why I love doing these live chats. Such wonderful synchronicities. But yes, 9 of cups. And then we have the 8 of wands. And we have the 8 of athames, which is like your swords card. And Peg is here. She's hola, kitties. Good to see ya. Blessed be. Same to you. Lisa says, years ago, I went to AA. I didn't gel with them so well, but some things they said. One is, we came to scoff, but remain to pray. Make of it what you will. Love it. Love it. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. Like I said, that's why I love the live chats. Definitely the people watch the replay, read the chat room. There's a lot of good stuff going on in there. All right, so we're going to put all of these together. So you notice that we have our 9 of chalices, but then we have a couple of 8s here. And so maybe I want to talk about it numerologically speaking, mostly from the Maya numerology perspective, because that is what I'm most familiar with. But when we think of the 9 in like Mayan astrology, numerology, the ones who keep the days, the day keepers, Nines are all about like fertility and abundance and birth, kind of like that card that we pulled here. But also, when we think of the eights, and we might see one of these eights as positive and one of these eights as negative, but it's still an eight, right? So it means that that thing has different aspects, different facets to it. And so in my numerology, the eight is the basically the red cord that connects us all. It's the collective consciousness. It's our connection to everything, not just on this planet, not just in this cube, but outside, all dimensions, all everything, the infinite. That's what it means. You can kind of think of the infinity symbol above, in the strength card. We have this going on. Everything is interwoven, everything is interconnected. So, although we may see something as just dark, everything is just bad right now, there's always another half. Just like when we talk about if two people are arguing, there's always two perspectives. There's always at least two sides. Now, I don't want to limit it and say there's only two sides or only two perspectives, but there's at least two. And so when we think of everything as just in the crapper right now, there's also another perspective to that. If we think everything is wonderful right now, there's another perspective to that as well. And when we have that clarity of perspective, we're more able to make choices that are more in alignment with ourselves. If we go about things unconsciously, which, we're human, we do it. So I'm not trying to place judgment or reprimand anybody because I'm part of that crew. We're all together. But if we're just bumbling along and just allowing things that we might consider negative to happen in our life, or just allowing things we might consider positive to happen in our life without trying to figure out how did those things come into my life. Because if I'm creating my own reality, that means I created the things that I consider bad. I'm creating the things I consider good. So let me find the light and shadow and all those things so that next time I'm presented with another choice, something else that I'm doing moving forward, I can consciously be aware of what part of myself would manifest an outcome like this. What part of myself would manifest an outcome like this? And then we can make those choices from a more informed place. It's something that I used to tell my students back when I was teaching. I had a 9th and 12th graders. And I said that, the purpose of an education, although a lot of it being BS, is just so that they have more information at their disposal. I'm not telling you how to think. I'm not telling you what to do with your lives, but here's some information. Take it or leave it. I just hope that you utilize it or toss it out with your own free will to make more informed choices for yourself so that it's not, unconsciously my shadow self making those decisions for me, or unconsciously my light self making those decisions for me. I just want to know who's at the wheel here. It's me, my light and my shadow. So, okay. So now let's actually read the cards, but I wanted to talk about that with the numbers because I thought it was interesting that the 2 8s had showed up here. Let's see. Let's go back. Lisa says she got the 9 of Wands and the 8 of Cups. Oh, the 9s and the 8s are coming in. I love that. I love that. Lisa said, thank you. I just drew learning. Your mistakes make you stronger. Exactly. And we also have to think about it. Who says it's a mistake? Maybe it's just a situation that happened, but I'm portraying it or viewing it as a mistake. So why is that? Is that my shadow self portraying it as a mistake? Is it my light self? And how did I bring that in? And if I have the ability to bring that in, I have the ability to bring in something else that I like instead of feeling disempowered like things just happened to me. Let's see. Putra is here. Hey, says, I love you. Love you too. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so let's go on into this. Okay, so I was kind of feeling like this middle card, the 8 of Wands, was directly related to this storm. It may feel like whatever changes are going on in your life kind of just happened. Like it was like, whoa. Like if you leave for the day, you go out about your business, you come back and your home is gone. It's like, what? There was a house here when I left. Like, what the heck? That kind of like big shakeup feeling of like, I feel totally blindsided by this. I did not see that coming. That type of like, it happens so fast type energy. And I feel like we're going to continue to kind of feel that energy throughout Yule. I say we because it might be to varying degrees, but it may not be exactly the same, obviously, for all of us. Our lives aren't supposed to be exactly the same because we're a collective. We're different aspects of ourselves. So, actually, I wanted to say something on that. I'm a chatty Cathy today, maybe because I missed the live chat last week. That when I see, I'll give my cousin, for example. My cousin passed away this year, and he was pretty young. He was like 51. And he had an alcoholism problem. And he had a lot of shadows, a lot of things from his childhood. And when I looked at him, of course, there are people that would probably condemn. They said, "Oh, he's been to prison. He's an alcoholic. He's this. He's that." But I look, that's an aspect of me. That aspect of me chose to have that type of life to help us all. He chose to experience prison. He chose to experience in this lifetime what it was like to be an alcoholic. He, experienced also fatherhood with two beautiful cousins that I have, my second cousins. Um, and he was able to put that into the collective consciousness so that we could all learn. Did he know that consciously? Of course not, but his soul did. Just like we might think of people like Mother Teresa, that soul chose that life, not only for their own life's purpose and their own missions, but also to help us all. And so that's why, as I continue on in this spiritual path, um, I I thank everybody in all their various lives that they have, because I know it's all aspects of me, it's all aspects of ourselves, and everybody has taken that life, taken it on in order to not only help themselves, like I said, and their mission and their learning, but they're helping the collective. So if people are battling addictions, if people are battling what they consider hard situations their whole lives, they are doing that for everyone else. And again, they may not know that consciously, but I thank them, for what they've done. So um, that's just, my little 2 cents there. Okay, so I wanted to then talk about this Eight of Athames. We might feel that if things are just like, woo, happening so fast, it might send us into a tailspin. We might go into a spiral and we might be like, oh my gosh, I can't, I'm so ungrounded right now. I can't deal with this. Like, what is happening? And maybe it's good things that are happening to you, but that might also make you ungrounded because you're like, oh my gosh, like too much good stuff is happening right now. Like, whew, I need to take a breather. And that might send us into our tailspin. But really, what is the tailspin? It's our ego that's in a tailspin. I never want to bash or badmouth our ego. We can learn so much from it. It can help us so much with our healing. Just like with all the people on this planet, whether we consider them good people, bad people, evil people, holy people, they're all just different aspects of us. And so we might feel like, whoa, I'm so like, what is going on? But with this Nine of Chalices, just know that even in the ungroundedness, even when we feel like I don't know what to do, I cannot see the light at the end of the tunnel, or I don't know what to do with all this goodness that's been happening with my life. Just know that all of our souls have called this in at this time, because it's meant to help us. It's meant to benefit us. And so that is the light at the end of the tunnel. It is the knowing that at some point, my soul, your soul, all of our souls, we've called all this in right now because we said we were ready. Now, our little conscious self, our little ego might be like, I'm not ready, I'm not ready. But you know what? Ask the ego why. When we go into meditation, see, why is the ego so scared right now? Why does it feel anxiety? Whether the situation is good or bad or however we perceive it, why? Where's that actually coming from? Our ego will always be willing to talk to us. It might say, well, I'm a little anxious because there's that time that I saw this happen to my mom, or I saw this happen to my dad, and now it's happening to me. And so I'm reacting the way I'm doing because it's something from my past, and it has not healed, and I still feel it deeply. All right. Thank you, ego. Thank you for showing me why you feel the way you do. Let's go in and heal it. Let's go in and visit it, because that's we have that power. We truly do. We are very powerful beings. Okay, let's see. Let's go back here. Um, Lily got the Empress. The Empress popped out. A Lisa says, bless your cousin. May God rest him. Yes, thank you. My cousin Greg. Um, I loved him. I loved him. He was a fun cousin. Colette is here. Hello, hello. Heart hugs to you as well, my friend. Lisa says, Mother Teresa said the same. She said she chose her path because she knew she had Adolf Hitler inside of her, quote unquote. Yeah, we are everything. So even, we might condemn certain people and say, oh, that was the most evil, vile person, Hitler or Stalin or whatever. But they chose that life so that we could have contrast, what is considered good and what is considered evil. So although I may not agree with evil people, I may not be like, I don't want to be evil, but I can see contrast now because of it. I could see the light in it as well as the dark in it. And so in a way, I can show gratitude for the people who chose to be the villain in this lifetime or not. So, and also the people that chose to be the quote unquote good person in this time or not. Lisa says we are all facets of the same diamond. Definitely. Bill Clinton. All right. Hello, dude. I can't believe I have a president in my chat. Lily's like, what? And Lisa says you are spot on. All right. So, whew, big messages for you all. You guys have had some wonderful messages as well. I encourage you to continue giving us some of your messages while I go on into our crafting section, which is why I'm sitting over here. I'm actually at a little table. All right, let me have a little sip of water, and then I'm going to show you a little arts and crafts project that you might want to do, or maybe this will just give you inspiration to do something completely different, in which case that's awesome too. If you are on the grams, the Instagrams, and you want to share pictures of your creations, whether you make it today, or whenever you feel like making it, maybe a couple of weeks from now, share your pictures with me. I'd be more than happy to take a little look-ski. Dirty Work says, what's up, y'all? Good morning, Mary Yule, and all the things. Woo woo. Good to see ya. All right, Lily has a super chat. Lily, I will get to the super chats and super stickers after our crafting session. So thank you for reminding me. So yes, after our crafting session today, it's just a little quick thing. I will do super chats and super stickers. It feels like a hot minute, like I said, since I missed last Sunday. But I'd be happy to pull some cards for you guys. And Colette said, yay, cheers. Okay. Let me pull over this stuff. All right. For this crafting project, thanks, Lily. And Dirty Work says, yay, crafts. So for this crafting project, like I said, maybe you want to create the same thing. Maybe you don't. Maybe you end up creating something completely different and it just is like a nice inspiration kickoff for you. But for me, I needed a hot glue gun. Now this is just the cheapest hot glue gun I could find at Michael's 20 years ago. Dude, this little baby has lasted me over 20 years. So thank you, hot glue gun. So a little itty bitty hot glue gun. And maybe some hemp rope, totally up to you, or what kind of, maybe you want ribbons. Ribbons, yes. If you have some like spare ribbons, any type of ribbons, maybe even gift wrapping ribbons. Go ahead and bust those out, any colors you want. Of course, for me, I went with the colors of gold and red because I have felt since the beginning of this year that this was going to be a gold year, just the energy of gold. And interesting how that translates into the 3D because gold has hit, like the physical metal has hit its all-time highs, like ever. So yeah, any of you that collects like precious metals and gold, yeah, your investments have like skyrocketed. Some say it's a mixture of the economy. Some say it's also a mixture of like what's going on in the collective consciousness. And I think, you know what, there's never one answer to anything. So it's probably a mix of a whole lot of different things. Some people were talking about like just, yeah, it's a lot of all-time highs, gold, silver, some of the digital currencies and things like that. But for me, it was all about gold, just like the energy of gold. You're also going to need some stuff from nature, pine cones, felled branches. I don't know, anything that you guys find on the ground that you think you can get like a little craftsy with. I think that you guys will, you guys are going to enjoy this. So like I said, just some simple tools, maybe a hot glue gun, maybe some hemp rope. You don't have to have them. Maybe some ribbons and some products of the forest. You know, maybe if you don't live next to a forest, go to your local park, go to a playground, maybe find some sand, you know, and see what you can create with that. Ah, thank you, Mr. Clinton. Thank you, Mr. President. It says you're outside and the beauty of nature mirrors your own. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let me show you what I made. I already made it because I think it would have taken way too long to make it during the live chat. And lo and behold, it did take a while to make. But that's good because when I'm crafting or when I'm baking, it's to me like a little bit of a meditative space. Okay, so I made a little head wreath. And how I got this inspiration, and you guys will see on the bottom, there was this piece of branch that was already circular like this. And I was like, whoa, I just saw it on the ground. It was like a circular branch. And I was like, let me put that on my head. I was like, oh my gosh, it fits my head. I was like, oh, I can make a Yule wreath out of this. I could use something for my hair. So while I was out and about, I found some, we have pinyon pine trees here. We're in a subalpine pinyon forest. So it's a juniper pinyon forest. They kind of grow in tandem with each other. So I found a bunch of pinyon pine needles. I also found a bunch of the pine cones and then some of the pine nuts. So some of these pine cones still have pine nuts in it. And I try not to take too many that had pine nuts because I know that the deer around here love to eat the pine nuts as well as our squirrels. So I want to make sure that I didn't take apart their forest. But I glued a little of the pine nuts that you can see here. So some are in the pine cones, some are just glued to the piece of circular branch. I mean, if you find a circular branch that fits your head, cool. But if you just want to use wire, you can do that. If you want to make it more flexible, I mean, you can make it out of anything, really. Anything that'll fit around your noggin. And then I used hot glue as you can see here, I used hot glue on the pine cones. And because they were so heavy, and this piece of wood here or this branch is so delicate, I kind of had to sit there for a while, like, like blowing on the hot glue gun mess. And then I didn't think that it would be really sturdy, I guess, to add the pine needle pieces with hot glue. So I tied them down actually with the hemp rope that I have. So let me show you that as well. Oops, there we go. So you can see like each of these little branches is kind of tied down with hemp rope. And then on top of the hemp rope, I put a little hot glue dot just so the hemp rope wouldn't come apart. Obviously, this is not supposed to be like a lasting, wreath. It is a part of nature. It is eventually going to deteriorate. So I'll probably just take it apart and give it back to nature at the end of Yule, at the end of this season. But in order to kind of bring it all together in the back, since obviously the branch isn't like a connected circle, I used my ribbons, and these were literally the like last remnants of ribbon I had from an old crafting project. And it just so happened to be the two colors I wanted to work with, which was red, which to me is life force energy. It's that number 8, it's the strength card. And to me, it's also representative of our root chakra, our foundation. And if we feel that our foundation has been shook at this time, then that's the energy I want to work with, and I want to understand, my feelings with that. And then gold, because well, I felt like it was a gold year. So, let's see here. Go back here. Do do do. Dirty Work says neighbors often have cedar clippings or pine cones. You never know what you're going to find on a walk. Exactly. You should always have a little nature walk bag. Click some stuff. Dirty Work says love it. Lily's like, ooh. Okay, so Lisa says, sorry, peeps. I really do need to split now. One love. Please be kind to each other and support Tara. I love you all. I will see you all very soon. One love. Hold tight. Have a great rest of your day, Lisa. Everybody sending her love. Dirty Work says, did you hot glue the circle of branch together to close it? I did not. I actually, you can see here, it's separated. I just used the ribbon actually to help close it, so that way I could adjust it to my head, so I can make it tighter or looser depending on how I wanted it. And then Lisa says, I drew one last card for the collective. You're safe. Spirit is looking out for you. One love. Hold tight. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Kayla said, it's beautiful. Love the ribbon. All right. So yeah, that's maybe an idea of something that you guys want to create for Yule. Like I said, I was just fortunate to find a circular branch piece on the ground, but you don't have to use a circular branch piece. If you find one, cool. But you could use wire. You could, maybe braid together some ribbon and place that on your head. If you braid together the ribbon, it gives it like a little bit more sturdiness. But yeah, like Dirty Work was saying, you never know what you're going to find out on a nature walk. So you might find cedar clippings. You might find, I don't know what you're going to find on the ground. But yeah, let your creative juices fly, because for me, this is a meditative thing. When I'm crafting or when I'm baking, that yes, I'm focused on what I'm doing, but it allows me to have kind of that I'm just in the moment and I'm present. And I know with our lives, it is so sometimes hard to be present, because it's like, I'm thinking about what I got to do later. I got people coming into town. I got to do this. I got to do that. Oh crap. Why did I miss up that? I forgot to do this, so it's so hard. But if we can just set aside a little bit of time for ourselves, I think it's really, really beneficial, not just to say, oh, I'm crafting something, but it's real. Sorry. I was like, I heard James and he's talking to his little nephew right now on the phone. So, by the way, baby Conrad is 3 years old now, and his brother Mateo is going to be, Matthias. Sorry, not Mateo. Matthias. My friend has a boy who's named Mateo, but Matthias is going to be a year old pretty soon. Anyway, but yeah, I think it helps us to stay present. So it's actually beneficial for our emotional health, our spiritual health, our mental health, and our physical health to take these times out and to do like little fun projects like this. So, sometimes we might feel like, oh, that's just like a little something, and I just don't have time for that. But think about, you'll be so much more available to help other people, to be present with your friends, your family, your jobs, whatever it is that you're doing. If you can take some mental break for yourself and just be present in something that you enjoy, it helps lift your mood. You might get some spiritual downloads while you're doing it. So it's like, to me, I think it's like a win-win. um, let's see. John Gross is here. What up? Kayla said that she loves the ribbon. Colette said, loving this. So inspired. All right. So let's actually wear it. Let's do it. Um, hold on, hold on. Got to be real delicate because this branch is a delicate branch. I'm like, I don't know how old this branch is, but it was right next to a tree that looks like it's been dead for quite some time. So, and these pinyon pine trees, it takes them about 800 years. Some of these trees are like 800 plus years old. Some of them are like 1,000 years old. And then the time it takes for them to get to the type of decay that they are in, another like a couple hundred years. So this branch is probably well over 1,000 years old that's sitting on my head. So I'm going to be real delicate with it, but yeah, there you go. We have our little Yule hair wreath thing. But I thought it would be fun. It's like, I'm pulling in like all the things of the season basically. And, I would like to utilize it during a ritual today. It's mostly just going to be meditation and pulling some cards, not too bougie with the ritual this time. I mostly want to focus on making a milk pie and having my grandfather in mind when I make it, and also bringing in maybe my family in spirit, maybe my cousin Greg, if he would like to come. Also, another thing is that pinyon pine has, like, to me, the most wonderful smelling sap. And some of the sap has turned into copal because it is so old. So a lot of these pine cones have sap on it, and I'm pretty sure I have sap in my hair now, but that's okay because it smells wonderful and I'm going to smell like the forest when I take it off. Um, John said, all the wisdom in it. Yes. So, yay! Alrighty. So, hopefully, like I said, I hope you guys have some inspiration. It just took a few things. It took, whatever the forest wanted to give to us, also the hot glue gun, and some hemp. And ta-da! Oh, yeah, and ribbon. Yeah, that too. But like I said, you don't have to make it exactly like me. You can do whatever you want, man. It's your life. Do, 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 do. All right. So we have Lily who had a super chat. So, Lily, let me know what your question is, and I will pull a card from the Yule Oracle. All right. So, let me just put that like that. I'll put like this, like this. All right. There we go. Looks like Conrad is showing off his little Christmas sweater. He must be on FaceTime. All right. Dirty Work says, I sniff on my Christmas tree all the time. Me too. I like get close to my pine tree. So I'm just like, or if I get, hold on. Yeah. Some of the sap got on my hands. I smell good. Oh my gosh. Okay. So Lily says, bruh, I don't even know. Birthday message, what to expect. Oh my gosh, that's right. You guys, Lily's birthday has come around. So anybody else celebrating a birthday, by the way, let me know. We haven't been able to sing happy birthday in a while. You guys stop telling me when your birthdays are. But before we pull a card, Lily, you know what that means, right? Right. Okay, here we go. Let me moisturize the pipes. Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to my friend Lily. Happy birthday to you. Boop, 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 be-doop. Happy birthday, Lily. All right, Dirty Work wishing Lillian a happy birthday. All righty. Okay, so now we'll pull you your birthday message card in our wonderful Yule deck. John Gross wishing a happy birthday. Kayla wishing a happy birthday. Do tell, what are your birthday plans, my friend? Okay. Let's tap into your energy, see if I get anything before I pull this card. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Before I pull this, like, That's too many cards, Lily's higher self. Too many cards. I cannot read the whole deck. Okay. Okay, Lily, I don't know if you know who Rafi is, but I grew up with Rafi, just like I grew up with like lamb chops play along. But Rafi, he's like on, I don't know, he was like for little kids, like he was on stage, he play his guitar and he had these songs. Um, oh, wow. So Lily's going to be going to a museum. All right. Yes, paninis. So he would talk about first, like, I like to eat, eat apples and bananas. But then he like starts getting silly and songs. So I like to eat apples and bananas. Basically, he was going through the different vowels, like kind of teaching kids vowels. I like to oat, opals and bananas. Oh my gosh. Does anybody remember Rafi or Rafi? Okay, so I don't know why that popped into my mind, but we'll see when we pull your card. But okay, so we have Rafi. I like to eat apples and bananas. uh, Colette says opals and bananas. And Dirty Horse says apples and bananas. Yes. Kayla says I love Rafi. I loved him growing up. Like my nanny, I called her Nana. She used to have, well, we'd be watching Nickelodeon, but we'd be watching Lamb Chops play along, and then we also watched Rafi. And so, like me and the other kids that were in daycare, we'd be like, oats and potatoes. And then, yeah, my mom got sick of that because I wouldn't stop singing it when I got home. But I don't care. Lily says, I remember. And John says, yeah, he was the best. Colette says, still rocking Rafi with my little one. Hell yeah. That's awesome. All right, Lily. Birthday message. What a beautiful birthday. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. How cool is that? Merriment. Couldn't have pulled a more perfect card for somebody's birthday. It says, what joy, what glee beams from the sounds of voices, uplifting the webs of sorrow, glimmering as if no tomorrow. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's tap into this. I can't believe it's the literal card. I'm like wearing a head wreath just like this. Except I don't have candles on my head. I'd probably be afraid of burning my hair. But anyway. Okay. Okay, so this also goes along with the Yule message that I was talking about. Remember that Eight of Wands, and although, like Lily, since I know a little bit more of kind of what's going on with you, that there's, you've been able to manifest so much, and it seems like it is coming so fast. And like I said, that there's light and shadow and everything. And for some people, we might think of like the only time I want to look into something is if something bad is happening, but there's a lot of what you might be considering good things happening. Like you're manifesting some pretty big stuff and it's coming pretty fast. And it says, and the light side of you is like, yay, like this is so cool. This is what I've been trying to manifest. But also take this time, especially during, your birthday, to take a look at your shadow self as well as your light self and all of the things that have been coming to you that you feel are like, just wow, like amazing. I can't believe I manifested that. Take a look at how the light part of you helped to manifest that, but take a look at the shadow part of you too. Sometimes we think, oh, I don't want the shadow part of myself. I don't, because that's just going to manifest bad things. Not always the case. Sometimes that shadow part of the self is manifesting what we might consider good things, but we have to understand like how, and in what way. So this, maybe it's the reason they've got candles on their head here, but it's like an aha moment, during your birthday while you're blowing out your candles on your cake, kind of like birthday cake candles here. What do I intend for the upcoming year? How does it make me feel when all of these things come rushing into my life, even though I might consider them good things? Just how do they make me feel? Like I said, they might make you feel really good, but the other part of you, maybe there might be some, shadow aspect that's like, okay, that's happened, but like, at what point does the rug get pulled out from under me? There might be a little bit of worry or like things might be too good to be true, but that's just, like I said, our ego is not our enemy, but it's just telling you exactly where, that idea or those beliefs are coming from. And if you can tackle them, if you could take a look at them, especially on the light of your birthday, then this upcoming 365 days, this next trip around the sun, you'll be able to be even more in the driver's seat, wink, wink, when it comes to manifestation, because now it's not things just happening to you, Lily. It's like, I'm going to have this happen next because I've already looked at what are the possibilities for my shadow self and my light self creating it. And so I'm making this choice in the present in order to create this in my future. So you are what might be to other people like, wow, Lily's just magical. But in reality, you just have a really good sense of yourself, all aspects of yourself, your light and your shadow self. So to everybody else, you're the freaking magician, you're a wizard. But to you, it's just like, I'm just aware. I'm just aware of what's going on in my life. And I've decided it's going in this direction. So yes, yeah, yes, see, that is amazing. So have fun blowing out those candles. You know, maybe you want to wear a little wreath on your head. It's totally up to you. Maybe you want to do a little crafting. But yeah, definitely happy, happy, happy birthday, my friend. Um, John says way better than the Wiggles. Way better, way better. Yes. And Lily said, OMG, I pulled the Three of Pentacles earlier. So cool. It says, oh, Lordy, aha moment. Guess a crazy message is coming later. Exactly. Easy Does It is here. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All righty. So let me have another sip of water here. And the floor is open. If there are any other super chats, super stickers, yeah, we'll pull a little Yule message for you too. Or it doesn't have to be a Yule message, but I'll use my Yule cards. All right, Kayla, who's been a Magic member for quite some time. Mwah! Kayla, I love you. I appreciate you. Give lots of hugs and gentle cuddles to little Frankie. All right, so Eco's message. Sure, I will pull one from Eco. I love your furry friend in spirit. So we will definitely do that. And John Gross as well. All right. Kayla says, mwah. All right, so we'll pull a message from Eco. So let's have a little sit with the energy first and just see what he's up to. Okay, so the vision I was getting of Eco is if he's under the tree and there's like these gift bags under the tree, and he's pulling on the gift bag, pulling everything out of the gift bag, and now he's in the gift bag. And then he jumped from that gift bag into another gift bag, but he kept like popping his head out. So it's like, yeah, like he is the gift, like inside all of these gift bags. So let's see what that means, because he can be quite silly at times, especially with his messages. But Eco's got, he helps create some really interesting messages. I love him. All right, Eco, what do you want to tell Kayla? What are you trying to tell Kayla? Ooh. All right. Okay, I guess I can see that. All right. So it says turning inward. And it says, inside this veil of bone and flesh, I lay my soul to sleep. All the truths within thy breath have come to me to greet. All right. So let's tap into this one. Okay. Okay. I see what he was trying to say. Okay, so when I was getting the image of Eco jumping into these gift bags, he's showing like the going inwards, that basically we are the gift bag, and we have all this wonderful stuff inside of us. Great. But the reason he kicked it all out is sometimes we get distracted by our life, basically. We have a lot of stuff going on in our life, and it's not like he doesn't want you to enjoy those gifts because he left those gifts on the ground. Definitely love them, play with them, your friends, your family, the occurrences that are happening in your life. But when he jumped inside the bag, he's showing that going inwards type moment, um, where he's saying like this kind of like this season moving forward, not just because it's a winter season. Usually we associate winter with going inwards, but he's saying because there's so much happening, it's even more important for you to pause and really have a sit with yourself. Go inside your bag, so to speak. That's my bag, baby. Uh, but to go inside your bag and really feel into the things that are going on in your life. And instead of trying to bombard yourself with everything all at once, which is why he kicked out all of the gifts, let's look at those gifts one by one. Those gifts of the present. The present is a gift. Whether you're considering them not so good things in your life, or maybe you are considering them great things going on in your life, but just having a sit with them. This one thing right now, I know there's a lot of things, but this one thing right now, if I just have a sit with it, how does it make me feel? And where do I feel it? Um, if I'm going to look at the light aspect of this, why would my light aspect create this? And this is also coming from my shadow aspect. Why is my shadow aspect creating this for me? And this helps you to get better understanding of what might be very overwhelming with all the things going on in your life. I know, like I said, there's so much going on, but if we can just have a little bit more clarity about all those little individual things, just taking time to breathe, you are actually going to feel less stressed. And Iko saying he knows that sometimes you feel more stressed taking time out for yourself, but that's also something to take a look at. He says, like, you're so giving, hence why I was seeing like a Christmas tree just filled with gifts. Like, you want to give to people, you want to help people. When somebody is hurting, you feel for that person, like you literally feel it in your body. He's saying, but you also have to look at, if you're really wanting to help all of those people and be truly present for them and give them 100% Kayla, and she is there for them, he says, then take a look into some of the things that are going on in your life, and positive, negative, but also the light and shadow of all of those things, and you will have more clarity in helping those other people. So let's say a family member is going through something. It doesn't have to be anything too big, and you're like, okay, I feel for you, I feel what you're feeling, I have a listening ear, I'm going to make you a tea. But Eco's like, wouldn't it be even cooler if you could do all of that, but also have perspective from your own life and help your friend, help your family member say, okay, I see this situation because I had a situation just like it. Here is the light and shadow of that situation, and allow them to make their choice. This way, you not only comfort your friends and family, not only are you there for them and say, hey, I have a listening ear, I have a shoulder to cry on, I will help you out with whatever it is you need, but also I'm empowering you to make clearer decisions because I help to empower myself. And that is the gift that Eco is saying that you can work on creating this season, not just for Christmas, not just for Yule, not just for, Hanukkah and Kwanzaa, all that, but think about it as a lifelong gift moving forward. So I hope that makes sense. And now Eco is barking at the sun. So good, good, good. All righty. So thank you so much, Kayla. Always enjoy tapping into him. Lisa, thank you. You're very welcome. All right. So our buddy John. All right, John. So definitely let me know um, if you have a question. Be happy to look into it. And then after that, we have Easy Does It, our friend there. And Easy Does It said a message for me from one of my guides. I would be happy to do so. All right. Kayla said, thank you so much. John is looking for a message from the element of fire in the darkness. All right. I'd be happy to take a look. Okay, the element of fire in the darkness. Let's take a look into John's energy. Okay. John, you might find this interesting. But I was seeing images of the characters from back in the 80s, McDonald's. Oh gosh, what were their names? The Hamburglar, Grimace, of course, Ronald McDonald. But those were the three that I saw. I don't know if there's more McDonald's characters, but those were the three that I saw. Interesting. I don't know what the Hamburglar or Grimace has to do with anything, but we'll pull a card. We'll see. Oh, the Fry Guys. Yes. Yes. Dana. Hello, hello. She says, hello, my beautiful friend. Welcome, welcome on this beautiful day. All right. So, message from the element fire. What are we talking about with the Fry Guys? This Grimace with the Hamburglar. What is this? All right. We have the cold moon. And I believe we had the cold moon, didn't we? Was that the moon that was in Gemini? Dude, that full moon, a doozy, a doozy. All right, it says, take with thy the dreariest of moments, release for me their tongue and nourish me with light. Okay. Dana says, love your crown. Thank you, thank you. Compliments of the forest. All right, so let's take a look into it. Okay. Oh, okay. I hope I can put this into something that makes sense. I mean, it kind of makes sense in my mind, but vocabulary, words for it. Okay. The reason Ronald McDonald and the Fry Guys and all of this came up. Think about those characters from childhood. Like, technically, when you look at them, aren't they, like, if we really look at it, they're kind of mischievous, right? They got like Loki vibes. Not just the Hamburglar, who obviously, he's got his little mask. He's, in black and white stripes, like he's broken out of jail or something like that. But think of those different characters and how, as children, we thought they were funny. We thought they were pretty cool. Like, some of us dressed up as the Hamburglar, for Halloween, or people dressed up as Grimace or Ronald McDonald and things like that. And we thought they were fun, even though technically they were like supposed to be naughty. They're supposed to be mischievous. And so this fire element, think of having fun with the more mischievous part of yourself, this upcoming season, and maybe even moving forward. When you tap into that fire inside, it's not just the phoenix energy of, I rise from the ashes and I am transformed, or I'm clearing and purifying everything in front of me. But think of the other aspects of fire. We can play with fire, right? Or maybe that's just me because I'm kind of a pyro. But we can do unique things with fire. That card I pulled for Lily, where they put candles on their crown, it's a way of working with the fire element. And when we think of naughty or trickster or maybe even a little bit bad, doesn't always mean bad. So when you tap more into your shadow aspect of self, see how you can have fun with it, instead of saying, oh, that's the shadow aspect of me. I'm just going to work on healing it and I'm just going to work on releasing it. But how can you utilize it in a way that's also fun? Obviously not getting into like trouble and like hurting people or anything like that. Like, not going into the darkness with it, but going into that kind of balance, that, whoa, we're kind of really balanced between like light and dark with it, but having fun in that fire element. Just like with Ronald McDonald's gang, they were kind of walking that balance between, these characters are kind of naughty and kind of dark, but at the same time, they're fun and light. So seeing if you can try walking that balance with yourself, where I'm a little bit mischievous, I'm a little bit low key, and I'm having fun with it because I'm having fun with my shadow aspect. My shadow aspect isn't bad. It isn't an evil part of myself. Of course, there are dark parts of myself, don't get me wrong, but we can also have fun with it too. Let's see. John says, it was the farthest north moon within 2 weeks of the farthest south sun. It says, they scared the poo out of me. Dude, so yeah, but go into that. Like, let's say, Ronald McDonald's characters, yeah, they scared the poo out of you. But how could you now, with all that you've learned, spiritually speaking, all that you've learned about yourself, you're not a kid anymore. So see the light in it too. Now that you look back and you see those characters instead of a like, I don't know, I didn't like those characters so much, but we can go in and we can look at why did those characters just like freak me out so much? And you will be able to see within yourself the parts within you that freak you out. So they were just being a mirror for you as a child. And of course, as a child, you didn't understand that, but now you're in a place in your life where you can understand that, where you're like, okay, I can see now why that freaked me out as a child, not just on a surface level, but on a deeper level. And I can see maybe how aspects of that are also within me and scare me. So if you can find that within yourself, you can find the Grimace and the Fry Guys and the Hamburglar and Ronald McDonald. If you can find that within you, then it's no longer fearful for you. You're more able to open up doors and open up more aspects of John so that you understand yourself better. And the more you understand yourself, the more you can have fun with yourself. Because I mean, think about it. All the things that we used to, I don't know, that we've ever learned, like let's say I never learned how to, okay, it's my first time driving a car. At first, totally scary. I'm behind this big machine. I'm afraid to go fast, or maybe I'm afraid to go slow, and I feel like I'm going to get into a car accident. I'm terrified. But the more I drive, the more I understand a vehicle, I can start having fun with a vehicle. I know with my Jeep, I know how to slide that Jeep in the mud. I know how to do a 360. Like I know how to have fun in that Jeep. But when I was first driving that Jeep, I never drove a Jeep before. I was terrified. I will admit it, because I've driven a truck before, but I've never driven like a 4-wheel drive vehicle. So it handles a little bit differently. But now you can have fun. So now that you can see the shadow aspects in you that are kind of representative of what you were fearful of with Ronald McDonald's gang, now you can start to have fun with it. So, all right. John says, yeah, this is an aspect of self I've been trying to acknowledge more recently. Much love. I realized it was a lot of programming or ignorance. And you know what? It's all just things that happen. It's just situations. So in realizing just that situation, whether you say, give it the label of ignorance or give it the label of programming, okay, it's a situation. It happened. What am I going to do with that information now? So, all right. Thank you. Thank you, John, for allowing me to read for you as always. Okay, and then we have our friend Easy Does It is looking for a message from one of their guides. Excellent. So let's have another little sip of water. Oakley dokley. All right. You are very welcome, my buddy. Let's tap into Easy Does It's energy. All right. Maybe somebody will have to help me with the name of this song, because all I can hear is the chorus. I mean, I know this song is just for the life of me, I struggle with names of songs. Something could be my favorite band, and I don't know the names of their songs. I just know the melodies. Okay. So it's time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. Fly like eagle into the sea. Do, 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 do. Let my spirit do, do, do. I'm gonna fly. Okay. Maybe you guys know that song, but that's what I was hearing. Easy as time keeps on slipping, slipping into the future. Okay. Okay, interesting. I haven't heard that song in a while. Maybe I'll play it today. Easy Does It's like, wow, great song. Dude, maybe I will listen to that song. I now have on my brand new Samsung. I have Spotify, so I am I'm going to play that song after the live chat today because I do love that song, but I haven't heard it in a while. So Angela thinks it might be the Steve Miller Band. Perhaps, perhaps. You know, there are songs I love, and I have no idea who sings them or what the name of the song is. I'm like, all right. Interesting. Interesting. All right. So Easy Does It. You also have the cold moon, but I'm feeling like obviously it's a different message than John's was, but we'll take a look into it. Okay, Silver Star Priestess. Hey, my sister. She is here, and she says it is "Fly Like an Eagle" song by Steve Miller Band. All right, so Angela was correct. Thank you, thank you. Yes, and hello to you, my beautiful friend. Isa said, "Me too. I love that song." Okay, so let's take a look into what "Fly Like an Eagle" was trying to tell us. What is that song, "Fly Like an Eagle"? What is it trying to say? Okay. Okay. This is actually about, your guides are talking about embracing the energy of air, the energy of bird, basically. And it's interesting because we were talking about the element of fire with John, but for you, it's the element of air. And think about what that means in the tarot. We think air is our thoughts, air is our ego, air is our actions, air is communication. Um, and what your guys are saying in this message, and the reason that song had popped up, is there's a lot that goes into what a bird needs to understand about itself before it takes flight. And one of the major things it has to understand is that it has to go with the currents of the wind. The bird doesn't make the wind. I mean, technically, yes, when they flap their wings, you can feel a little bit of wind, but they are beholden to, the air, the sky. If it's a windy day, they have to go with it, just like I see sometimes our crows and our ravens. I see them like adjusting their tail feathers, adjusting their flight wings to the wind. Does it stop them from going out on like our 70 plus mile per hour winds that sometimes we get up here in the White Mountains? Does that keep them grounded for the day? No, they don't ground themselves. I don't mean grounded in like spiritually speaking. I'm talking about like a plane is grounded. They decide, I'm still going up in the air because I have to go up in the air. I want to go up in the air, but I just have to go with the currents of the wind. And if they're going to blow me all over the place, I have to adjust my wings. I have to adjust things for that, but it doesn't stop them from doing that. Same thing if it was raining outside. They're not going to dodge the raindrops. They know they're going to get wet, but they're going to adjust their wings to it. And so as you move forward, from now moving forward, think about you being that bird and understanding that you can stay grounded if you want to, meaning staying on the ground if you want to, but you can fly no matter what's going on in your life. You could have a rainstorm going on. You could have 100-mile-per-hour winds going on. It could be an absolutely still day, and you might have to work a little bit harder, because it's so still and you can't really utilize the wind. So it's just adjusting yourself to the energy, but understanding that you always have the ability to fly. You always have the ability to go where you want to go, and you have the power to adjust yourself. You have the capacity to adjust your tail feathers, adjust your wings, and fly where you want to. And the part of the song that says time keeps on slipping into the future, it's reminding us that nothing stands still. These birds that you've been seeing hopping around in the background, I don't know a time when they're ever still. And even when it looks like they're sitting there nesting and still, they're still not still. They are the epitome of air energy. There's always something going on with them, and they're just basically using the energy around them. They kind of live in basically a different reality than we do, even though we perceive them as either little birds, big birds, they're nesting or they're mating right now. There's a lot more going on because I truly believe that they're in a different dimension. We just perceive them in our dimension the way we do. And so that's how your guides perceive you. Yes, they perceive you as human you. You're doing your thing, but there's so much that you're doing in the 4D and all the dimensions. So if you can tap into that and bring in what you're doing in all those other dimensions, utilizing the energy. You're flying around in the astral, and you can bring that into 3D. You can literally fly like an eagle. And who knows, maybe someday, when we get rid of the gravity program, we're all going to fly, like literally fly, like humans up in the air, not just, it's not going to be just elephants like Dumbo, flying around. It's going to be us too. So I hope that makes sense. Easy Does This says, I'm getting it, making sense. Just the push I needed to hear. Yes, you have the ability to fly in any situation. I know sometimes we might look outside, it might be storming, and we're like, man, I really don't want to go out today. But you know what? The storm doesn't dictate what I do. I dictate what I do. The wind doesn't dictate what I do. I dictate what I do. And I can just adjust myself to the situation, so that I can continue to fly, so I can continue to soar. So thank you for allowing me to pull that card for you. Let's see our messages here. John says, Victor Sharger, a fish doesn't swim, it is swam. A bird doesn't fly, it is flown. I love that. I love that. Well, thank you, Jose, for your kind words. And John said, unless you're an owl, they can't fly in the rain. Well, but they find other ways to have movement. I mean, I've seen some crazy owls out here. I think they're magical. Sometimes they just appear and they freak me out. And some of those owls are massive, like their wingspan. These owls can take me out, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they can fly away with me. Easy Does It. So thank you. You're very, very welcome. All right. So let me know if there's anybody else that would like to do super chats, super stickers. If not, dude, let's get into a guided meditation. Yes. And I can't wait to start baking. I think milk pie is going to do us so good. And like I promised Liesel and some other folks, I promise I will put the recipe on Instagram. And if you don't know what milk pie is, it's kind of a Pennsylvania Dutch / German like dessert. It looks like pie, but it's actually more like a custard. Tastes like snickerdoodle. So anyway, I will post a picture on Instagram and I'll put the recipe if you guys are interested. Alrighty. Silver Star says, I can't believe I missed this. I'm definitely going to rewatch. Yeah, I'm so happy to be with you guys out here today. It's such a beautiful day. John says, implanted memories. They're ultra terrestrials. Nice. Nice. Okay. Let's pull a card to see what we might want to focus on for our channeled guided meditation. Okay. And by the way, my hair, oh, that hair is still connected. Never mind. Sometimes I have my hair attacks me. I forgot to show you guys. I got these, I forgot I had these, and for some reason they look like white poos to me. But I got these little snowmen. They're like little glass snowmen, and I got them at Knott's Berry Farm when they were having their holiday festivals. And for some reason, I don't know why, they just look like white poo to me. And I felt like sharing that with you guys. You're welcome. Silver Star says, it looks lovely there as you do. Well, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Whoa. Okay, that can't be our whole meditation because that's too many cards, but I thank you for asking. Let me just get the dirt off my cards. I mean, a little dirt never hurt nobody, except maybe my cards. Okay, so let's pull one. Johnson, thank you. Silver Star says, well, it does eventually turn white. It does, eventually. Old ass poo. All right. Okay. Let's put this back in the dealy bob. And here is our focus for this guided meditation. John says, Earth was the last element. Dude, yeah. It says, I have a poo fossil that's not white. Oh, really? Is it still brown? Okay, so our focus for our guided meditation is tranquility. I mean, I can get behind that. It says, in thy womb of blissful quieting and calming stillness lives the world of worlds, spellbound to silence. Tranquility. I think I need some tranquility. I think you guys could use some tranquility. Let's do that. Let's just have the focus on grounding, and let's just be here right now. Let's just breathe. There's a lot going on in our lives, both positive and negative, but whatever. Outside world can wait. We create our own reality. Let's just breathe. So let's do that. John said, I found it in a creek, hesitated to reach for it. Well, I mean, if it's fossilized, it should be okay. All right. Let's turn our attention to a tree. I'll get out of the way here so you don't have to look at my mug during this guided meditation. There we go. I wish we could go down to the Christmas tree, or my Yule tree. It's all lit up. I'll probably put another picture on Instagram so you guys can check it out. But all right. Hey, Kay is here. Good afternoon to you too. John says, didn't look like a fossil. Nice. Okay, so I'm gonna move off camera so that you guys have this beautiful juniper to kind of connect with and sit with. And go ahead and find yourself a nice, comfortable space. A place where you will be undisturbed for the next several minutes. You could be sitting underneath a tree, laying in bed, perhaps sitting in a chair or on the floor, any place that's comfortable for you. And at this moment, I want you to bring your awareness to your breath, feeling the rise and fall of your chest. And let's notice our breath. Is it fast? Is it slow? Is it somewhere in between? And where do you feel the inhales? Do you feel it caught up in your throat? Do you feel it in your lungs? Do you feel it down in your diaphragm or perhaps down to your tippy toes? And think about how it makes you feel in this moment. When you breathe in, how are you feeling with that? What emotion is coming up? And again, we are just witnessing things right now, not placing any judgment. It's as if we were watching a movie and we're witnessing ourselves. And when you exhale, where are you feeling those exhales from? Are they from deep inside of you? Again, does it feel caught up in the throat or perhaps just somewhere in the lungs? But how do those exhales make you feel? Do they make you feel nervous? Do they make you feel peace? But it is important to understand how our breath makes us feel. Go ahead and continue breathing. And at this moment, let's do a little bit of box breathing. We're going to breathe together just to help calm our nervous system. So our nervous system does work overtime. Doesn't matter what's going on in our life. It's always at our beck and call. So let's give it a little rest. And what we're going to do is we're going to inhale for 4 counts. We're going to hold it for 4 counts. Exhale for 4 counts and hold it again. And we'll continue in that box formation. So ready? And inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Continue breathing in this manner. And as you breathe, we put our awareness at the top of our head. And we feel with every exhale, just the muscles in the head beginning to relax, almost as if receiving a wonderful head rub. And that relaxation moving down to around our ears, feeling our ears kind of drop down a little bit. Sometimes the muscles surrounding the ears keep them perked up, always waiting to hear something, always waiting, but we're giving ourselves a little break. Muscles around the ears relaxing. Continue breathing, continue exhaling. And on that next exhale, you feel the muscles around your eyes just slowly starting to relax. If you haven't already closed your eyes, maybe you want to do so. The muscles in your cheeks, around your mouth, your jaw, just at total peace, total relaxation. You might even feel your jaw go a little slack. That's okay. Feeling total peace. And as we continue to breathe, we start to feel our head loll from side to side as the muscles become lax in our neck. And if your head wishes to lull from one side to the other, allow it to do so. Just allow it to relax. No tension. Continue breathing. And now we feel that beautiful, gentle, tranquil energy moving down to our shoulders and our collarbone, the top of our back. Just allowing the shoulders to fall away from the ears with every exhale. Moving down, down. With every inhale, it's like inhaling peace. Feeling tranquility fill your whole being, from every cell, every organ, every part of self, just being filled with this tranquility. As the arms begin to feel heavy, the muscles in the biceps releasing, in your forearms, all the way down to your fingertips. Continuing to breathe. Inhaling that peace. Exhaling that tension that we might feel in our chest as you move down the rib cage and along the spine, and along your back, down to your lower back and your abdomen, just relaxing. that tension that we might feel with our breath just relaxed. Every exhale, we feel that moving down into our hips, down into our thigh muscles. Maybe even noticing that your legs start to just soften. Continue to exhale, moving down to your calf muscles. Feeling that breath now in your feet. Maybe even feeling the feet fall away from each other, and that is fine too. Continue breathing. And now let's have another little check-in. How do you feel with your inhales? What emotion is coming to mind? When you exhale, how is that making you feel? And here we allow ourselves just a moment to breathe. Breathe as normal. Feeling the body just relaxed and heavy against the ground or the cushions or the chair. Knowing you are at total peace. And in this moment, you are grounded, you are safe, and you are loved. And when you are ready, we'll start bringing ourselves back into our body, gently wiggling your fingers and your toes. And when you feel up to it, having yourself a little stretch. And you can open your eyes. All right, you guys. I hope you enjoyed that guided meditation. Let's see. John said, so much love to everyone. Thank you, Tara, and all the elementals. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for joining me in today's chat. Me and my llama's pajamas. Thank you for taking a look at maybe crafting inspo that you guys could do this season, perhaps today, tomorrow, whenever it is that you feel like it. Just allowing yourself that time to just be fully present so that whatever it is that you're doing in your crazy busy lives, you can be more present for, you can be more perceptive of what's going on in your environment, and you can have more clarity in the choices that you make every single day, getting in touch with that shadow self as well as our light self so that we have that clarity. I missed you guys so much last week. I'm glad that you guys got to chill with me this week. But thank you, thank you, thank you. Dirty Work said, that was amazing. Yay! I'm glad you liked it. I feel like pretty calm right now too. Colette said, grounded and peaceful. Thank you. Dirty Work says, your meditations are the best, period. Thank you. Merry Yule to you and yours. To you as well. And by the way, Patreon peeps, I have can't wait to do the January guided meditation for you guys. But thank you for coming in. Happy birthday to Lily and everybody who came in today. Everybody got a reading with me today. Love you guys. Love the support. And don't forget to follow me over on Instagram today. I'm going to be making milk pie. So if you guys are interested, definitely check it out. But all right, have fun. Bye, guys.